Everyone, in today's video, I had the privilege of interviewing James, one of the founders of Take Profit Trader. As I've done in the past, we get to know a lot about James as a trader himself, his background, why he started Take Profit Trader, and then we move into the business side as well, learning a little bit more about Take Profit Trader. And of course, no interview is complete without my patented rapid fire questions. Guys, I think you're really going to like this interview, getting to learn a little bit more about Take Profit Trader. One thing we focus on a little bit is the promos that they run. And actually, so if you're watching this video as I put it up, which will be January 7th, 2023, they have a Super Bowl promo right around the corner that you're not going to want to miss. So definitely check out the links below in the video, and also check out my website, sign up for the email notifications. You'll be the first to know about this fantastic new Super Bowl promo that James and the guys at Take Profit Trader are going to be running. But enough for me, everyone. Let's get to know James from Take Profit Trader. Everyone, today I have the pleasure of speaking to one of the founders of Take Profit Trader. We're going to be talking to James, learning all about him as a trader, learning about Take Profit, and of course my patented rapid fire questions at the end. First things first, James, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Chris. Thanks for having us on today, buddy.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's been a long time coming. So I always like to sort of learn a little bit more of the founders just as traders before we get into speaking about Take Profit Trader. So my very first question is, when did you start trading and what did you start with? Was it futures, stocks, options, something else?
Yeah, I mean, I started my story, and some of this stuff's in the playbook, and maybe people know a little bit already. But I was a professional hockey player, and my real start in trading was when I left playing in North America. I had basically done the, 4 years in college, signed with a team, jump around for 3 years in the minors. Wasn't making very much money in the minors. It's just the way the minor league systems work across the board. And then so I was like, you know what, I got to go make some money. So I went to Europe. And when I got to Europe, it was the first time I realized, like, man, I don't know if I'm going to make it to the NHL at this point, right? So at that point, I had to figure out what I was going to do next. Okay. So trading was one of those things that I always wanted to do, but I really started with futures. I learned from somebody, just like everybody else. You usually think it's a bit easier than it is, and got into this whole like, oh, I can do this. Oh, maybe I can't do this. Okay. I got to figure out a way to do this. And that journey started in about 2010. So here we are, we're in beginning of the 13th year now.
Depending on who I talk to, everybody has kind of a different background. Myself also, I started with futures. So what products are kind of your go-to products when you're trading in the futures market?
Yeah, I learned primarily on the ES. That's what I cut my teeth on. And like most other traders, I ventured off the path and traded some commodities, see how I could do in oil. But mainly I always stuck to the staples. It was always like ES, NQ, dabbled in some crude oil. The bonds were too slow for me. So I really always would be drawn back to ES. It's still my bread and butter. It's still what I trade to this day. And I trade, I don't really trade. I know a lot of people talk about diversification, and, Ray Dalio always talks about trading, 5 or 6 different, if you're trading futures, 5 or 6 different uncorrelated instruments to diversify best and lessen your risk. But I still primarily stick to ES and really don't trade a whole lot else.
All right, no way. I'm a fan of specializing myself. I know you said the bonds are slow. I specifically do the bonds, but for that reason, I like the nice slow pick it off
Sure.
scalping, and so. But it
And,
makes
and that's
sense.
what
I
I,
love.
That's what I like about the ES. It's like some of the other stuff I trade. People complain it's slow, but I'm like, would you rather be slow and more predictable, or fast and like, knee jerk reaction here and there? It's just harder to make money in those markets, in my opinion. Some people are good at it, but I'm not smart enough, I guess, to trade those kind of markets.
No, I hear you. So when you're trading, what's your go-to software? NinjaTrader, Trade of 8, something else, third party?
I learned on NinjaTrader. I have a good relationship with the guys over at NinjaTrader too, because it's been a while. And I've tried everything under the sun. I mean, you can go IRT. We could go all the way down the list of stuff I've tried. I prefer TradingView now, to be honest, because I don't need every bell and whistle. And the thing I like about TradingView is that I can hook up with NinjaTrader and Tradeovate now and trade on TradingView, and I can, cross-platform. I can go from my phone, my PC here to my phone. I can also trade on a Mac. I much prefer Mac to PC, and that's one of the drawbacks of Ninja is no we don't have that ability when you're on Ninja to use a Mac or a phone or something like that.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm actually a Mac user myself, so I feel your pain. I have to use a VPS just to use NinjaTrader and some of the other
Yeah,
software I
yes,
use.
yeah, it's
So,
frustrating,
def
right?
yeah,
And
it
they've
adds a layer to
they've
it.
always
So.
been upfront about that, and I'm cool with that. It's just now that's great that they have the other layers.
So when it comes to trading, and we're almost done with the trading questions, we'll get to take profit in a second here. Can you speak like on a sort of a general or global, way? What's your cue to enter a trade? Like what style of trader are you? What are you looking for? Do you have one
Sure.
kind of go-to setup?
It's a great question. I primarily trade mean reversion. I'm a contextual trader, man. I don't trade a black box. We actually have a really big project that's totally quantitative, like a quant fund that we're doing outside of take profit. So I let that stuff be my, what do you want to call it, a black box, and I trade completely contextually because I think that most traders would do a lot better if they understood that trading is very nuanced, right? It's not like if this then that. It's just very difficult, and you've got to have great infrastructure and servers and great latency, especially if you're going to trade on a small time frame to be successful there. So what I've found is that's where I started, and I backed up. I haven't found many traders that do better, good, and closer to the market. I've seen a lot of traders do a lot better backing away a bit. So I trade more mean reversion. I'm looking at stuff like ATR, 20-day averages of ATR, see where we are, looking at volume profile for my setups to see some flushes and trying to, get these mean reversion markets because, the indices are more mean reverting than some other products. And I just think that it's more predictable to trade like that. So that's really my style when I'm trading, ES, which again is my bread and butter.
Yeah, 100% agree on the whole if this then that. Like I see so many traders trying to apply that and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's just hard. I always stay, and sorry to interrupt you there, Chris, but
No,
I always refrain from saying it doesn't work. I just say it doesn't work for me. And I
yeah.
and I think that you make it a lot harder on yourself. I think that, and I always tell traders that you make it a lot harder on yourself. Can it be done? Sure. Anything can be done. I'm not smart enough to do it. Maybe you are, but I'm not. So if you want to simplify, this is what I would recommend you do because most people find it easier to do this rather than that, kind of thing. So again, I don't think there's a right or a wrong way. Everything works and nothing works in trading. It just really depends on the person and there's certain practices I think that makes it easier on yourself.
So speaking of trading, your hands are obviously pretty full with the success of Take Profit Trader. How do you balance your day? Do you still actually get in there and trade every day? Is the company
I
kind of
do.
taking over the the
I,
most of your
I
time?
I do, but the business doesn't take as much of my time as everyday life. I have three young kids, and I think sometimes that resonates with people listening. Some of your listeners that everybody's got different things in life. Whether you're working a full-time job, for me, I feel like I'm working a full-time job because it's my kids. We're running here, we're running there. So again, that's part of the way that I figure out how I'm going to do my trading. I have to be a little bit further away from the market because I can't be sitting here all the time. I might have somebody knock on the door to play with the kids, or I might have to take my son in the middle of the day to hockey practice and trading a little bit longer term. And I'll call myself like more of an intraday swing trader. I can always kind of keep an eye on the market. I know where my stops are, where I'm wrong on a trade. And that's really my day to day. So yes, I do still trade. And I trade, I'm in the market almost every day. But I'm not executing a whole lot of trades. I'm just, maybe trading around one central idea. Sometimes I'll campaign around those positions, but more likely for me to be looking at kind of one setup for the day. And then if it doesn't work, I take my lumps and I move on and I'm just playing the long game. That's pretty much my life in a nutshell.
So speaking of Take Profit Trader, I got some questions about it. What was the genesis of it? What kind of came in your brain that made you say, you know what, I want to start this company called Take Profit Trader?
It, to be honest, I cut my teeth in prop trading. I had somebody helping me out when I was still playing hockey. He's like, "Hey, man, you're pretty good at this. I think one of the reasons you're not doing well as you want, and that's putting it nicely, is that, hey, you don't have enough equity. So let me help you out, and we'll do this profit split." It wasn't until after that I found out that this actually existed, the days of Top Step Trader and stuff like that. So then I traded a bit with other prop firms, and there were some things I didn't really like about trading with other prop firms, and around payout rules, and it felt like it was, tricky. Some of that was, ignorance for me. I didn't really understand what they were trying to accomplish in terms of, the protecting capital above all else, and all these things that you're a little bit naive when you start. But of course, there were still some holes, and I felt in the prop world, and one of them was customer service. Man, like if you go to Take Profit, I think the thing that comes up most, the customer service, to have somebody there to answer a question almost 18 hours a day. I think the average wait time is like 15 seconds or something like that, to be able to talk to a real person and get your questions answered. So there were these holes, and that's pretty much why I started to Take Profit. Is that at that point I had done well enough in trading that I had enough money to not have to listen to somebody else, and we could kind of start to help people do the same thing I did, because I wouldn't, without prop and without this guy, Jason, that helped me, and I've talked about him in the past on other podcasts. He's actually from Vancouver, professional hockey player as well. I wouldn't be here. Right. So that's important to know. And that's one of the reasons I started Take Profit.
How long was the planning process? Like from coming up with, okay, I'm going to do this, to actually like officially launching Take Profit Traders? Is it a 6 month thing, a 2 year thing? What was kind of the process?
Yeah, it was, oh man, probably, I mean, we were always really lean. So Take Profit Trader consists of basically a guy. My brother helped me from the beginning. This guy Max, who's been with me since playing professional hockey together with him in Norway. A guy Matt, who I played hockey with in college, and we were always really lean. So things typically took us a little bit longer because we didn't want to have this big bulky thing that we were stumbling over ourselves, and it was a lot of upfront capital that we didn't want to spend on that. So we always kept it pretty lean. So it took us a while, maybe from soup to nuts, maybe a year it took us in planning and getting it started. But I think that one of the things with prop, and the reason you see a lot of firms popping up, is previously if you had a tech team, it wasn't that hard. I'm not saying it's getting harder now, but there's a lot more players. And the reason you see a lot more competition is because, a lot of people can come into it's no secret. A lot of people can come in and try. And if they have a tech team, they can get all the stuff, implemented pretty quickly. I think you could probably do it in 3 to 6 months, but it took us a bit longer because, again, we wanted to stay lean.
Quite a few of my subscribers are newer to trading, both futures and or just day trading in general. Can you sum up for people in, your terms, what are these trader evaluations all about? Like why would someone sign up? What is it that you're kind of offering?
Sure. I mean, so prop trading, and again, I don't want to use like the buzzword, is really for people that see, when you get into trading, especially when you're new, you think that like this is all about, oh, I got leverage. I can put $500 or $1,000 into an account. And the first thing I tell people is like, slow down. Please just slow down. That's one of our big mantras at Take Profit Trader. Just slow down. You might as well buy a lottery ticket if you're thinking like that. So what prop does is it allows you to come in and really pay your tuition, because you're probably not going to be doing great at first, but your tuition is going to be a lot cheaper coming to prop and trying to earn an account than if you put 1,000, 2,000, another 5,000, $10,000 into an account over and over again and just blow it, because you're not going to be good at first. You're just not. And it's one of those things that I always tell people. You think, okay, I'm different. Well, I'm telling you this, and then the person goes and touches the hot stove. Even though I told them not to touch the hot stove, they have to feel what it feels like to touch the hot stove. And eventually what they'll realize, and most people do, is they come and say, prop is great for me, even if I blow an account or two. I'm still better off than if I would have blown that money on an account. Then and I would have had to set up the account. I would have had to do this and I would have to do that. Just a lot of wasted time and wasted money. Whereas opposed to coming to prop, letting them using their risk limits, letting them front you the capital and kind of going thinking about it as your tuition to the market, because everybody, Chris, pays a tuition to the market. You know that, you're a trader. I paid mine and I paid dearly, and I don't want people to pay as dearly as I did.
Yeah, I can 100% attest to everything you just said. That like I was the poster child. Like the first year I fortunately found prop firms before I blew my own money. So, but I did a lot of resetting and a lot of head banging on on the desk, and
Right.
eventually
Yeah.
figured it out. But yeah, it saved me a lot of money not blowing thousands of dollars in my own capital. So no, it 100%. That's why I love the model. It really gives people an affordable
Yeah.
way to get into futures trading. When it
Right.
comes to the take profit trader, you kind of already talked about one of the benefits, the customer service, or things that kind of stand out. I'm curious, like, what else do you hear from traders? Is there anything else you hear that kind of makes you like stand out that people are just jazzed about take profit trader?
Yeah, so we also, the name kind of hints at it, that we allow the traders to, take their money right away, right? So it's not such a long game to actually, if you make substantial profits, to withdraw those profits. So as a prop firm, our biggest goal, and I'll be upfront with you, is to protect the capital, right? So, but when someone makes money, we don't think it never really made sense to me, is why a firm will make you take 90 days to pull out substantial money. If you've made the profits, why aren't you allowed to take it out? And that's really one of the things people say is like, okay, I know that day one in my pro account, if I make, 15K, then I can take my withdrawal and keep my account going, or whatever it is. Maybe it's, $500 at a time. Maybe if you make, you have a rule where every time I make $100, I pay myself. You can do whatever you want. Take your money out as you make it. And I think that's kind of where we stand apart. I know there are other firms, and at Take Profit, we never bash other firms. People have their rules for a reason, and it is what it is. But we believe that the trader, if he makes the money, should be able to take the money.
I love that you guys. I mean, I don't know how to explain it to people who maybe haven't seen it, but you almost have like a wallet. Well, you do have it. It's called the wallet, but you initiate your own withdrawals. And like most companies, you have to email support and wait for a day to hear
Sure.
back to withdraw money, blah, blah, blah. Yours is seriously just click a button. How much do you want? Okay. And it's on its
Right.
way like
And
very
then
quickly. So,
And right. And Chris, we work through Deal too, which is
yeah.
I think the valuation is multi-billion dollars now. And it allows you to take your money. Not only can you do it right through your dashboard, but you can take your money, and I think it's like 26 different currencies. If you want it through Coinbase, you can take it through Coinbase. You can take it through PayPal. You can take it through Wise. You can take it through all these different places. So it's like your profits your way. And I think that was different. I mean, now I know other companies are now using deals, so that's not completely novel anymore. But we really think that the profit part is frustrating when someone actually makes money. They've banged their head up against the desk, like you said, or up against the wall for years. They finally get there, they make money, and it's like, okay, you got to wait 90 days. It's like, what? Like, I don't get that. So yeah, that's where that comes from.
Yeah, especially like exactly someone like poster child like myself. You go through a year of fail, fail, fail. You finally succeed. You make some money. It's rewarding and kind of keeps you going to actually be able to withdraw it, and to be able to control that withdrawal. And yeah, if anyone's wondering about Deal, I mean, I've used Deal through Take Profit and other companies, and yeah, it's flawless. It's seamless. Works fantastic. And yeah, you can choose how you want your money. So, but not to get too sidetracked. So comes to promotions, I've noticed you guys are quite on top of it. So besides doing just kind of a standard, whatever, 30%, 50% off, which a lot of, well, I mean, lots of companies run deals, but you also do things like you get free data if you pass the account under this promo, you'll refund the evaluation fee. You even had a bowl game promo for the year end. Like you could actually win a trip to one of the college bowls with you guys as well. So I'm just curious I mean that literally just happened like a week or 10 days ago,
Right.
something like that.
Yeah.
So I was just curious, what's the feedback been, either specifically about that promo or just in general about your
Yeah.
promotions?
So we basically, now we're gonna do right around the corner another football promo about the NFL playoffs. But the bowl game, we just got back from Arizona. We met some traders out there. But just to use football as an analogy, it was basically like we built the foundation of the company. They say defense wins championships. So we beat the defense in the foundations of this company: customer support, a portal that works, being able to take your profit out right from the dashboard there. But then like you said, everybody's doing like kind of the same thing: 30, 50, 60. Great. Like, again, we're not going to bash anybody. That's the way they run their business. But remember when the West Coast offense came on? I don't know how old you are, Chris, but like in football, this was this new and exciting thing, and that's what we're trying to do with our promotion. So we built the defense that wins the championships, but then we have the new West Coast offense, and it's just we're trying to do better promotions, to be frank. And it's just because the people get tired of doing the same things, and we want to be true and authentic to our roots. And I was a professional hockey player. My guys in the company are too. My brother was a college baseball player. He's in the company, and we're just trying to do stuff around that because that's what we like. And it's the NFL promo is going to be really cool. Just trying to do things that are different to get people excited about seeing something new, maybe winning a trip here and there. And it's not just, okay, great. Like I got, a percentage off. I can either, I can go over there and get a better percent. I can go over there and get a better percent. We want to be able to keep, our customers engaged with, new and fun things. And I think that the thing coming up around the corner is going to be something that's the people are going to like.
Yeah, that's very cool. I'm excited to see this. So if people are watching this interview right when I put it up, probably on like January 7th, 2023, be sure to stay tuned because when that promo comes out, I'll definitely let everybody know about it. And yeah, I love what you guys have been doing. It's definitely unique. And yeah, I mean, it's not like there's rules around it. I mean, you can run these great promos. It definitely makes you kind of stand out. And I think it's absolutely that people want to stay engaged with you guys and see what else is coming, if not win the current promo. So,
Yeah.
quick question. This one's just kind of a throwaway or an aside question, but when somebody takes the evaluation, they pass. How long is it until they get their kind of live account?
So we go through all that stuff goes through the dashboard. So you just request. We get an automatic notification in the dashboard, and usually, I mean, it's the same within a lot of times even under an hour. We just go in and make sure there's no funny business going on, and then all after that, and we just approve it. After that, the ball starts rolling, where you'll start to get automated. You could sign the contract right in the dashboard. And everything there goes automatic from there. We just have to do the first part and approve that the evaluation was passed successfully, and there wasn't any problem with maybe somebody made 50 grand one day by getting lucky on a news trade and didn't trade any other days or something like that. That's the only like manual touch there is. So to answer your question succinctly, I guess it's could be in an hour after you pass the evaluation.
Certainly fantastic. I know a lot of traders just that I've crossed paths with and talked to. They love that too, because you come off. I remember the days of old, like you'd pass an evaluation, take a few days, and like it's like you just finished, you want to celebrate, you're excited you passed, so it's nice to get your actual live account like
Yeah,
that right thereafter. So and kind of keep the ball rolling. So last question before we get to the rapid fire questions. Trader evaluations, no secret. A lot of people think it's easy to pass, but like I've said, it took me a year to like really become successful. And I think that's the common story for a lot of traders. So if you could give traders a few tips just to help them through the evaluation, what would you throw at them?
I'm actually doing and here's another thing that we're doing a little bit differently. But to answer your question, we're doing a little community that we're putting together, and it's got some free stuff in there, free courses for beginners, intermediate, advanced, scalping, longer term trading, whatever. But one of the things I'm going to do in there is a case study of guys like, here is a video series of how you pass an evaluation. And if I could tell you, and I've said this earlier on our talk today, Chris, is that slow down. Okay. We tell people to slow down, and people will go, well, like, you make money from resets, but it's like, yeah, but like if I tell you to slow down, then you'll get there faster. Okay. You will get your pro account from us faster if you slow down. Don't use the leverage. The leverage is a bait to see how you're consistent, how you're not just your discipline is the word I'm looking for. Is are you disciplined enough to not take that bait? Because I'm telling you, unless you're scalping like really small amounts, then leveraging up to the maximum allotment of contracts is just it's just a recipe to fail an evaluation. And you have to be able to at first and foremost be able to manage risk. I talk about this stuff in the playbook. It's available at our website right at the top, where I show screenshots of what it looks like for me when I log in and see how traders are doing. The top losers of the day are always trading too much and too big every single day. It's like clockwork. So slow down and trade smaller.
Hopefully it slowly sinks in for traders, because it's a common theme that I've seen and told to
Yeah.
people, and
And
people
Chris,
still
I'll say
hit it
this.
hard.
And Chris, I'll say this last thing. I mean, you don't have to be brilliant to be a trader. I mean, part of the thing that in my videos, and you'll see in this video, there's people walking around in the background. It's a madhouse. Like it's hard. Trading is hard enough. Don't, I'm just a regular guy and I'm not that smart and I can trade, right? Anybody watching this can trade. Chris will probably tell you the same thing. It's just, you got to get out of your own way. And one of the ways to get out of your own way is just, trade smaller and less. I wouldn't say less frequently, because some people are good at trading a lot and I'm not. But in general, I've seen people do better when they trade smaller and with less leverage. Okay, less leverage and usually like back away from the market a little bit, because it's just harder to beat computers at their game.
And yeah, that whole psychological aspect of trading is really the key. I mean, anyone can click a button, but
Right,
anyways, that
right.
could be a whole hour-long discussion.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I will say that's fantastic, actually, what you have. I mean, what you already have with the playbook and what you have coming out. Because one thing actually that I find that's really lacking with a lot of the companies is just any level of education or information for traders. Like most companies that sign up and like, okay, here's your credentials, go for it, and with like zero like context of what to do if you're a new trader. So that's great that you're
Sure.
gonna guys
Yep.
gonna have that. So cool.
It's out there right now, Chris, but it's
Oh,
just
okay.
through like a founders group, a small group of people just testing it. It's going to have like, Q&As and stuff in there too, but a lot of different materials. So people can, because we have skin in the game too. Like we want you to do better. Like we want you to do
Mhm.
better. And I know not everybody is where they want to be as a trader. So that's in there for them. And part of something that we don't see out there. We felt that was that was a hole in the marketplace.
Nice. No, that's very exciting. So I definitely encourage people to go to the site. I mean, just go check that out if anything, and then I think
Yeah.
you'll like what you see on the site. So, um, cool. Well, I end every interview with rapid fire questions. They're pretty easy. Just give me your first opinion or thought. Sound good? You ready to go?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it.
Cool. Cool. All right. Simple first one to warm you up. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Okay. If you could only trade one product only, the rest of your life, what would it be?
Yes.
All right. Would you rather be long or would you rather be short in a trade?
Long.
This next one gets some people. Have you ever honestly YOLO'd a trade?
Way too many.
Yeah, that's the honest answer. Everybody should answer yes, myself included. A number between 1 and 10. What's the ideal number of monitors for you?
Two.
All right. Two more questions. If you weren't in futures trading in any capacity, what would you be doing in life?
I'd probably be what would I be doing? I'd probably be a hockey coach at the collegiate or professional ranks or something like that, but I don't want to do that when I stop playing hockey.
That's fair. And this last one, I think I know the answer, but I always like to ask it. Who is your favorite online futures prop firm?
Take profit trader all the way.
Oh, that's great. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. All right, well, guys, I want to thank James first and foremost for being here. I want to encourage everyone to check out Take Profit Traders, links down below, and stay tuned. Again, if you're seeing this, early January 2023, stay tuned for this Super Bowl promo that's coming up. I think it's going to be exciting. I'm excited.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Chris, for having me on, man. I really appreciate it.
All right, you bet. All right, thanks everyone for watching.
Bye, guys.
Everyone, how about that interview? What a great time getting to talk to James. Hey, it's no secret. I had to take Profit Trader to one of my top 5 trader evaluation companies out there. They might be one of the newer companies, but they're just doing everything right, and I definitely recommend Take Profit Trader to everyone. If you come to my website, you can always see the current promo. Now, this is the promo that's ending, but there's going to be something even bigger and better for the Super Bowl that you're not going to want to miss. One of the best ways to be the first to know about super amazing promos from Take Profit Trader and other firms is to come to my website, go to the promo alerts, put your email in. You'll get an occasional email from me. You can unsubscribe at any time, but basically I'm just going to be passing on the info. Hey, here's this company. They're running a super cool promo. Here's the details. Here's the code to use. You'll be the first to know about the latest and greatest promos. And as a side bonus, I know Take Profit Trader is no stranger to running a contest along with their discounts, so you don't want to miss out on the contest that they run as well. And word on the street is there's going to be maybe a contest also that's pretty amazing tied to the Super Bowl promo. Everyone, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to see you in the next video.